Welcome back. Today, we're going to dive deep into the science behind one of our most amazing emotions, joy. But we're also going to tackle a really fascinating mystery, this idea that we might be able to feel these profound emotions from our past, feelings that most of us think are gone for good.
So let's just start with this question. I mean, really, think about it. Can you re-feel emotions you thought were lost forever? You know, that specific sense of wonder you had as a kid or a kind of happiness that you just can't quite seem to find anymore. What if it wasn't actually gone? What if it was just locked away?
And look, we're not talking about just a fuzzy memory here. We're talking about the whole thing, the complete sensory experience, like the specific smell of your grandmother's house, the way the light hit the floor in the afternoon, the sounds coming from outside. These are those deep, powerful states we all just assume we can never, ever get back.
Okay, so to unravel this whole mystery, we've got to understand the science that makes it all possible. And it all comes down to a specific state in our brains that researchers have a name for. They call it the ease regime.
So what exactly is the ease regime? Well, you can think of it like a special key that unlocks certain doors in your emotional brain. When you're in this state, it's not just that you're more open to feeling really positive things right now, you can actually gain access to entire states of being from your past. It's really the foundation for everything we're about to talk about.
Now, it turns out that the most common way that we experience this ease regime is through joy. Simple enough, right? Well, not exactly. The science shows that joy isn't just one thing. It actually has two very different forms, and they can even happen at the exact same time.
But before we get into the two types, let's talk about the physical feeling of joy itself. The research has a great term for it: thoracic pleasure. You know that feeling? That warm, open, expansive sensation right in your chest? It's a real physical signal that your brain has switched into this incredibly positive state.
All right, and this breaks down the two modes perfectly. Over on the left, you've got pure joy. This is that feeling you get when something wonderful happens out of the blue, like you've been given a gift you didn't expect. It's a sudden, heightened sense of just being alive. And what triggers it? Surprise! Things that break our expectations, or seeing something really bright and precious. Now, on the right, you have being moved. This is a totally different flavor. It's often sparked by things like slow, simple music, maybe even a childish melody. And get this, it can come with its own unique visual texture, like a grainy, brownish filter in your mind's eye. So cool!
And here's the thing that's really wild. Triggering pure joy doesn't require some life-changing event. The research shows it can be sparked by really simple, sometimes even silly things. An abrupt cut in a video, a completely absurd cartoon, or just the fun of playing a lighthearted video game. It's all about that little jolt of surprise and delight that breaks the pattern.
So let's bring it all back together. We've talked about joy, but this ease regime has another trick up its sleeve, one that's maybe even more profound. This is where we finally get the answer to that opening question about our so-called lost feelings.
This right here is maybe the most powerful idea in all of this. When the ease regime kicks in and brings back a past experience, you're not just remembering something. The science describes it as, and I quote, a temporary reopening of a previously inaccessible state. Let that sink in. You aren't just recalling a feeling. For a brief moment, you are literally re-inhabiting it.
So how does this actually happen? It's basically a three-step process. First, way back when, a really positive moment from your life gets stored in your brain. Not just as a fact, but with all the rich details, the sights, the sounds, the smells, the whole vibe. Then, step two, something in your life today triggers that ease regime we talked about. And finally, step three, that trigger causes your brain to light up and reactivate the entire past experience all at once as a complete package. It's a process pretty similar to what neuroscientists call hippocampal pattern completion.
And the takeaway from this is just incredible. It means that feeling of pure wonder you had as a 5-year-old, or that unique sense of safety you only felt in one particular place, it might not be gone forever. It might just be dormant, inaccessible, waiting for the right conditions, the right key to unlock that ease regime and bring it all rushing back.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. This whole idea reframes those emotions from something that is lost to something that is simply waiting. So the question really becomes, what lost feelings, what forgotten versions of yourself are just lying there, waiting for the right moment to be reopened for you?